Hi, my name's Amira and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with the Rimmel Freshest Skin Foundation SPF 15 in the shade 200 Soft Beige, and I'm doing a first impressions review on it for you all. I've seen very mixed opinions on this foundation, so I thought that, I would try it out. So I did get sent this as PR. I was going to buy it and try it out myself because I had seen such kind of mixed responses to it. So yeah, I just wanted to disclose that, but this was on my radar anyway because of all of the, people either love it or hate it, so we're gonna see how it goes today. So it claims to be a breathable natural finish foundation. Shine free finish, does not clog pores. That's pretty much all it says on it, TBH. So yeah, if you want to see how it goes on, then let's jump into that. So I have the shade 200 Soft Beige. Let's open him up. It has a little plasticky lid thing. I have used this foundation just to see if the color will be okay, but I haven't actually used it, if you know what I mean, because I had two foundations to do first impressions on, and I wanted to see what one would look hopefully least ridiculous today. Moussey. Thick. It's thick. It looks really wet. If you touch it, it's really jiggly, like jelly. So yeah, I'm going to put that back in there a little bit because I will put primer on first. So I'm using the Rimmel Fix and Protect primer because I've used this primer before. It works well. It's Rimmel, foundation's Rimmel. Sad to say, they should work well together. I've heard very mixed opinions on this foundation. So I thought we'll see how it goes for my skin type, because my skin type is normal to slightly dry and dehydrated, so hopefully it will look a bit better for me than it has on some other skin types. So yeah, I've seen people be like, I don't know how to get the product cotton tip. Okay, so your cotton tip, don't put your brush in here, don't put your finger in here, it's gonna stuff under your nails, it's just gonna be gross. So gross. I always do cotton tip for stuff like this. If you need a re-dip, other end in the thing. Ding, 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 ding. So I'm going to use my sponge to blend this out. Real Technique sponge. It's damp. Hopefully it's going to work well. I know this is meant to be a sheer foundation, which does not bother me too much. I know a lot of people are into the full coverage, but not everyone is. So yeah, I've seen some people apply it and it looks really patchy, but it seems to be blending out quite well. I don't think it looks too patchy or anything. I feel like it could be because a lot of people want to make all their foundations full coverage. This one does not claim to be full coverage, so just building it up is just going to make it kind of sit gross, I think. I have seen though that this does not hold up well when people have used setting sprays, and I always like to use setting sprays, so I'm hoping that that does not happen for me when I set this with a spray, because if it goes all gross then I will have to remove, because I am filming more videos today. Filming a first impressions on the Kai Shadow Burgundy palette, that's what's on my eyes right now, and also some dupes for it. This is applying nicely. I don't really see an issue with it. I honestly think some people probably just maybe haven't used the right shade for them, and also tried to put way too much on, because this looks really nice. It looks really fresh. It isn't filling in my pores, it isn't clinging to my dry areas, it's just covered my face. It is my skin, but toned in to match my body more. So if you like a foundation that's going to kind of smooth out and perfect your skin, not so much, but like a gradual kind of all over tint, I think that's doing pretty well. Yeah, I'm happy with how that looks. I'm gonna go finish the rest of my makeup. Okay, so the final test is the setting spray. So yeah, I'm just using the Maybelline one. I've been using this one heaps lately during the day. Give it a good shake so it can be fairly tested, and fingers crossed this foundation does not fall apart, because I think it's looking really nice right now. So let's just... Okay, that wasn't so scary. It looks fine. So far so good. So now that it is on and set, it is very, very matte. I think it is very, very matte. I think it does look quite nice. I think that even though it's not a super, you know, full coverage or anything, by the time you powder and everything, it does still look relatively flawless, I guess. I think that, you know, once you set it a little bit, everything kind of smooths out. It doesn't look cakey, heavy. It's definitely not dewy. It definitely is matte, which is strange because, yeah, it's like, you know, shine-free finish. So you would think it would be good for oily skin, but the people with oily skin I've seen watching it hasn't been good for. So we will see how it goes. If it mattes down more than this, it's probably going to start to crack a little bit on my dry skin. If it lets a little bit of my natural oils through, that will also be okay. It will look, you know, a little bit more of like a soft matte satin finish, which I do prefer. I don't quite like how matte this is because, I don't know, just like my body isn't matte, you know, my body has like a slight sheen to it, and yeah, I don't know, I kind of like my body and my face to match with the finish. So I do find it is a little matte, definitely passable. So far so good. I quite like it. So let's check in a few hours to see how it goes. Okay, so it is 4 o'clock. I'm like so hot right now. It's really, really hot here in Melbourne today. So I've just been editing all afternoon, and then I just walked down to the servo to get some Coke and stuff. So I'm back. My upper lip is a little bit sweaty. My foundation is perfect though, still. It hasn't moved or anything. I do want to see though, I'm going to take the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day Spray. Because you know when you're feeling hot and you like to use like a facial spray and it just kind of cools you down? I'm going to try that and just kind of see if it affects my makeup at all. I inhaled grapefruit. I see droplets on my face, but give me a minute. I'm going to see how they go once it dries. That's really fine. I don't really see any issues with that. I don't know what people have been doing where they've been having issues with their setting sprays leaving droplets on their face. Maybe you just use heaps, because I feel like I use a relatively decent amount, but yeah, I don't have any issues. That setting spray is really like feeling strange on my eyes though. I hope it doesn't flare up my eczema. But yeah, like it looks nice everywhere else. There's no issues. I don't see any problems with the foundation so far. I do have a bit of a sweaty upper lip, so I won't be surprised if that foundation is missing later today. Hey guys, so it is 8 p.m. now. I'm gonna go have a shower and get ready for bed because I'm exhausted. I even had a nap before, but I made sure that when I was falling asleep to not roll over and disturb my makeup so we can still do the rest of this video. It is pretty flawless. My forehead looks a little bit dry, like it's kind of sitting in lines that I don't really have. But yeah, it's actually perfect everywhere else. I was really scared because we just went out to pick up dinner and stuff. It was lightly raining, and because of all the water stuff I've seen, I was so worried it was gonna, like, you know, come off my face and everything. I know between my eyebrows looks a bit funny, but it's because I've got a pimple there. I do want to see though if I squirt like lots and lots of, because I just remember Crystal Conti's video where she splashes the water and it's like gone from here. I'm gonna see if we got like relatively wet, if it would come off my face. I want that getting in my eye. This is like the grapefruit one. So the citrus is strong. The citrus is so strong. It just looks really wet, but it hasn't like really moved it or anything. Yeah, it definitely though, like if you were to get wet and then touch it, like this is probably not the best like summer foundation, because that does really mess it up. Like if it was to be wet and then wipe it off. But I feel like that's any foundation. I feel like I'm just a bit more aware of it. Although it is like blending out again pretty well. Like, I don't know. I don't really see why so many people have been having issues with this foundation. I think it's lasted really well. I mean, obviously my skin type is different, everyone's different. But if you're on the fence about this and you decided not to get it because of all the bad reviews, you know, maybe give it another go. It's not a very expensive foundation, so I definitely think it's lasted really well. If you like a matte foundation, if you're oily, you know, it might be a bit more dewy, but for me, I think it's lasted really, really well. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the foundation. It's hit and miss for lots of people. For me, it's done really well. So I was thinking that I wasn't really gonna like it, but I'm very, very impressed by it. I mean, yeah, it's come off a little bit on my chin there where I was like trying to just blend it out then again. But other than that, like it has, like, I mean, it's obviously not perfect, but it didn't really, I don't know, I feel like maybe other people have just been trying to build it up too much because it is just that lighter coverage foundation, which not everyone likes. So, I mean, if you don't like light to medium coverage, you're not gonna like it, but I think that it looks pretty good. I don't think you need to build it up that much. Just, you know, by the time you powder it, it looks fine. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. That's all I got to say. I hope you found the video helpful. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.